Hello and good evening, everyone present. I am Tanisha Rana, and on behalf of Team Hack to Skill, I welcome you all to the AMS session, Ask Me Anything session, and the Idea Submission Bootcamp for Coolathon, Symphony's first ever design and technology hackathon. I would like to begin the session by quickly telling all the participants about the timeline of today's session and how we'll be moving forward with the event. First of all, our guest speakers will give the attendees a general overview of Symphony and about the hack challenge, the Coolathon. Then we'll begin with the Ask Me Anything session that will also be taken by our guest speakers who will help you all clear your doubts regarding the Coolathon. Towards the end of the session, I will walk you through the registration process, explaining in detail each and every step of the process, and I will also take you through some resources that you can take assistance from while developing your idea. To start with, I would like to introduce to you all our speakers for the day. We have two prominent industry leaders from Symphony Limited with us today. Mr. Dvijan Barua, Vice President, Quality and Business Excellence at Symphony Limited, and Mr. Chandradeep Petandi, General Manager, Marketing at Symphony Limited. Good evening, sir. I welcome you both to the session. It's an absolute honor to have you on board with us today.
Thank you, Tanisha.
Yeah, good evening to everyone.
So, shall we go ahead with the
Yes.
presentation? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, it's really we are really excited to be in this session, and hello everyone whosoever on this platform. And this is all about innovation, and this word innovation actually resonates very well with Symphony because since inception, two things. I mean, innovation and brand have been the crux or the pillars of Symphony on which the Symphony is built. Now it is the world's largest air cooling brand. Of course, the number one in India and the number one in world too. So that became possible only because of we've been consistently mulling over innovation and innovation and innovation. Innovation not only in products, but the innovation in all the aspects of our business, be it marketing, be it service, whatever. And to start with, we'd like to share a small deck about Symphony. And just let me share my screen. Tanisha, is my screen visible?
Not yet, sir. Yes, now it is.
It is. Okay.
Yes.
Fine. Cool. Right. So, so we call it Symphony Coolathon. It's all about cooling. Symphony is, we are everything to do with cooling. We have air coolers or air cooling solution suitable for every kind of need, be it a spot cooling solution for an individual to a large cooling need. For example, if you want to cool an entire factory or an amphitheater, whatever, and everything and anything can be cooled. So being the pioneer of air cooling in India, we have at this as we speak a wide variety of products which is suitable for every kind of cooling needs. So again, welcome to Symphony Coolathon. We are calling it Coolathon, and the thing is beat the heat with innovation. So it was founded in 1988 in Ahmedabad, and we started started very small, and since then we've been growing. Right now we are kind of having over 50% of market share in India, and we are kind of present in 60 countries across the globe. And we have our own infrastructural presence in USA, Mexico, Australia, China, and Brazil. And so far, of course, it is the world's largest manufacturer of air coolers at this point of time. And yes, we are a market leader, and it has been synonymous with cooling as in Coca-Cola, you might have known that Thanda matlab Coca-Cola. That's how Symphony is synonymous with cooling, air cooling. Uh, so, and as I said in the beginning, Symphony has been patronizing this, innovation since inception. So we have a government recognized research and development division. And to our credit, we have, as you can see on the screen, 201 trademarks, 64 registered designs, 15 copyrights, and 148 patents. So innovation from the beginning, if when we started, in way back in 1988, the market was, flooded with, all the ugly looking coolers, boxy type of ugly looking coolers made of tin or iron. So that point of time, we were the first ever in the world to introduce an air cooler, a plastic body air cooler. Nobody before that have ever thought of, introducing an air cooler with a plastic body. We did that. So it took the market by storm, and since then the Symphony growth story is a kind of case study. If you check in the Google, if you Google it, then you will know we are a public limited company. Our the stock price has had a dream run, and that is because the entire India and of course the world, holds tremendous confidence in Symphony as far as air cooling goes. Our R&D and technology, engineering technology is sustainable, competitive advantage. Sustainable. This word is important because air cooling is I think the greenest form of cooling technology. Unlike air conditioning, which guzzles energy like anything, and it emits a lot of harmful gases, which depletes the ozone layer, and it's not good for environment at all. And whereas if you talk about air coolers, it gives you cooling, it gives you comfort, but at the operating cost of just like a fan. I mean, it consumes energy which is equivalent to a ceiling fan, that much less. So it consumes very less electricity, so it saves energy. And as many of you might know, that air cooling works on a principle of evaporative cooling technology, and it works in a ventilated environment. Ventilated means ventilation. This word is, we all know because of pandemic recently, that you must allow fresh air, infusion of continuous fresh air in your room or wherever you are. So for that, for an air cooler to run properly, you need to allow cross ventilation. Yeah. So it is a very eco-friendly product, environment-friendly product, and you might have read in the news and everywhere, people are talking about the environment, that we are doomed in these many years. Many towns and cities will go under the water, and the apocalypse will come, because of the way we are heading towards a very bleak future. So in this scenario, air cooler becomes even more relevant. Yeah, because it is green, it consumes very less energy, it is healthy, right? So and as I said, we are the pioneer in air cooling industry, pioneer in many sense, many things, many aspects, right? We were the first to introduce plastic body air cooler, and there are many firsts. We introduced first submersible pump in the air cooler category. Then we were the first to introduce remote controlled air cooler, and since then we have done a lot. I mean, we have 50, 60 plus air cooler models with us. As you can see on the screen, there are many cool features like mosquito repellent, voice assist, some Durapam technology, touch screen, And there are many such, aspects or features we are right now working on. Those are in the pipeline. So because of this, because of this innovation, we were never satisfied. Uh, we've been doing good. I mean, having a 50% market share, it's not it's a considerable feat. So, but how could we maintain this? How could we maintain this supremacy? It is only because innovation. Every year, every year we try to find out what next. I mean, we never sit comfortably. Yeah, we are never satisfied. In Symphony, the spirit is like you all are. We are never satisfied. We always look for something new, something innovative, and break the clutter. So that has been the mantra, yeah, since beginning. But now, over the time, what happened? When we began, there were only very handful of 2-3 companies which were into branded air coolers. But if we talk about last year, as many as 30 big air cooler brands right now fighting with each other. We are number one, but there are many number 2s, 3s, and 4s. 30 brands, and I'm leaving out the unbranded segment. That is also huge. Yeah. Out of the entire air cooler category, only 25% are the organized or branded players. And in those branded players, there are right now 30 brands. So they are kind of eating into the market share. The category is expanding, but they are also eating into the market share. So they have been copying us blatantly, our features, our technology, whatever. They were kind of reverse engineering or copying blatantly. Yeah. But by doing so, obviously, if it is a good copy, people will buy, right? So we have to be right now, ahead of them by miles. So we have to ramp up our speed of innovation. The speed of innovation should be greater than the speed of copy, or the rate of innovation should be the greater than rate of copying. So that is the kind of challenge that we have at this point of time. So because of rampant copying of the products and the looks and the design, there is a kind of parity in the market. All the products, they look the same. There is hardly anything to be differentiated. And here in Symphony, I think we are getting old, and we are kind of racking our brains to come up with new ideas. But I think the ideas are getting dried out. So we need fresh ideas, innovative ideas, clutter breaking ideas from the young innovators like you all. So that is the objective. That is the objective of this, this Coolathon, this event. This we are doing for the first time, and we will continue to do this in year after year. But we are really excited about it because we know for sure there will be some ideas which will come from which we would have never thought of. Forget us, the world might have never thought of. And you have that potential for sure. And we're 100% sure out of the ideas that we will be sharing with us or we'll be discussing in near future, then the world will reckon us with that. So really looking forward for a great event and your active participation, and we are always there to help you out with whatever way we can. The entire the team is there of Samkeet and his team, and here in Symphony, I, along with Mr. Dwijen Barua and their entire R&D team and the senior management team also will be there to help you out. Yeah. So Dwijenji, any word from you?
Yes, okay. I think we need participation from all areas. Whatever things you think it will be suitable, you can freely participate.
Thank you, sir, for your insights. And to all the participants who are here, as already mentioned, innovation is the key. You can go to another level with your innovation, and we are also sure many of you are working on path breaking ideas. And let's take on some questions now. So, we have some questions coming from the audience. First, we have Adityan B is asking, how is an air cooler safer than an AC?
See, first of all, the technology used in AC is different, and here is adiabatic cooling systems. Whatever you have learned in the engineering, that system is here using, and the power consumption and other things in terms of power consumption, there is also almost like 1/10 of the AC. So here, whatever we are doing, see, there is a cooling media is there, and in the cooling media, we are circulating the cool water, and across the cooling media, that air is sucked through what you call fan or blower, and by after that, that cooled water, cool air is actually thrown to the indoor. And main requirement is that you have to have the ventilated environment where the inlet and outlet in the room. But if you are cooking in the closed room, it will not work. After half an hour, you may be feeling somewhat suffocated. So in that system, you have to have the inlet area, some quantity of fresh air should come. Outlet also, some quantity of air should be going out of the basically replenishment of the air system in the
Yeah,
room.
that's why your question was how is it safer? Obviously,
Yes.
safer because what air conditioner does is it recirculates the same air, which is contaminated air, or if somebody is infected, the same virus that air is getting circulated inside. But in air cooler, you have to have the provision for having fresh air, infusing, getting a continuous flow of fresh air.
See,
That's how it is safer.
See, there is a system. Suppose in a particular room, particular cubic meter is air is there. That cubic meter of air will be displaced from that room in a particular time. So that concept is there in the air cooling system.
So hope we have answered this question.
Yes. So even after, I think after the pandemic, the word sustainability and how we can, be more sustainable and responsible as citizens have gotten more famous. So of course, we all know that cooler is safer than AC, and Sir has also answered it very nicely. Let's take another question. Priyanka Sharma asks, can I get an example of an idea which can stand a chance to get selected?
Yeah, right now in the air cooling systems, because by virtue of the all the components and whatever technology we are using, we have a limitation. Suppose in AC, there is a outside temperature is suppose 50 degree, but you can set the AC to 20 degree, even for 18 degree. Inside room temperature can be maintained, but in air cooling system, so suppose outside temperature is 45 degree, you can reduce up to 10 degree, maybe maximum 10 to 12 degree, maybe 15 degree max, not beyond that. So there is a delta value, how much you can reduce, there is a limitation based because there is a different technology used. If you can increase the delta, suppose outside temperature is 45, inside temperature if you can bring down to 30, that will be much more helpful for the all the users.
Okay. So these are some ideas which Sir told. You can work on that. And someone has asked, can we make a non-product base for the hackathon?
Uh,
And
what is the question? Didn't get that.
the question is, can we make a non-product base, basically a software for the hackathon?
Software will do what? I mean, see, we are looking for ideas for the design aspect of the cooler as well as the technology. Technology means a feature. So, if a software can, for example, if we're talking about Internet of Things, IoT, connected cooler, or a Bluetooth controlled cooler or whatever. I mean, those, if you're talking about that, then it's definitely you're welcome.
Okay, so we can have a software based product if it helps in innovation. So that answers the question.
Yeah,
And
and we have to keep in mind one thing: the
yes,
idea or whatever is presented, it has to be workable and has to be feasible economically, and the viability part of it, we need to uh, keep in mind, and the customer centricity we should not forget. I mean, it is ultimately for the customer's convenience. Yeah,
yes.
so
Okay,
we have
so
to keep that in mind. Customers comes first.
yes, so
if there
these
is
are
any
some,
if there is any unmet need or a need which they are not stating, they are not talking about, but there is a certain need there, if you can find out, we can address that. There's nothing like it.
okay. So these are some limitations that Sir has mentioned, and also how you can capture the presence and everything. Yash has asked, is designing of an air cooler can be submitted as an idea? So basically, he wants to know if a design of an air cooler can be submitted as an idea.
Basically, we will encourage in terms of technology. Suppose right now, whatever technology we are using, if you see any cooler in the Google also, any place, there is a different number of parts are fixed, and the technology is also fixed. We will encourage where there is something extra can be done in terms of technology.
Yeah, also, Dujanji, for design also,
Yeah.
for example, if you check Yash, right, uh, uh, if you just check our website, you will come across a cooler called Cloud. Cloud is a wall mounted cooler, which is something it's patented to us, and nobody has have a thought of, a cooler can be hung on the wall. Yeah, so it's a design thing. A design innovation which becomes, convenient and for the consumers, or helpful to the consumers, then of course, why
Yeah,
not?
definitely. Design also, see, most of the coolers, Symphony coolers, if you see in the marketplace, each cooler is different from others in terms of design. Okay, so in that respect also we will consider, not an issue.
Yeah, yes. But it must solve some problem of the customers. It's not that we create some design which is just for the sake of designing it, but it doesn't solve any purpose. Then that's not what we expect.
Okay. So, participants, you have to take note of this. A design should solve a customer's need, and you have to think from a 360-degree perspective for that, I guess. Okay, so someone asks, am I required to create a prototype for the hackathon?
Yes, I mean that I think.
See, first of all, if you can give that your idea for prototype and other things, Symphony will be giving you the whole help. Initial, what at this moment of time, what is required is what is your that initial idea. If you can come up with that idea, we will help in the design team along with our Symphony team will help you for making this proto and all these things.
Also, for example, if you come up with some idea, some feature of it, let me just give an example. For example, a voice assist, voice activated feature. Yeah, voice activation feature. I'm just saying, already we have that. So you don't need to create an entire prototype of a cooler. No, if you create something that shows, okay, I'm speaking and it is getting activated, it is working, that is fine with us.
Yeah.
Okay, so participants can design, and the symphony team will, of course, assist them in taking their idea forward if it is that good. Okay, Soham Patil asks, do we have any defined ideas by company which we can select from and work on the prototype with our technology?
No.
Okay, so
As I
you
said,
have
we have exhausted our ideas.
okay, so you have to think on yourself, you have to iterate. There's no predefined design that you can work on. Soham, I
We
hope
don't
that
want to bias, even if we have something in our mind. we don't want to bias you with that.
At this moment, there is no boundary set for that. Any idea which is
Yes,
good,
yes.
that will be taken into consideration.
The idea should be good. Idea should be something unprecedented, not available anywhere, and it solves a customer's problem. Then you are through.
Okay. So participants take note. The idea should be fresh, it should be path breaking, and of course, you will have people to help you once you have come up with a brilliant idea. And Yash has asked how to plan business logic and technology used in our processes. Is that something? Yeah.
Uh, Not very clear about the question.
Yeah, the question is not very clear, Yash. If you can put the detailed question in the comment section again, so we'll take that up. Shantanu Sharma has asked, what should I submit in the idea submission?
That I don't know. You.
Okay, yes. So,
That is what
That's what we are
we are
waiting
discussing
for.
the same thing. So basically, individual person might be thinking in a different perspectives. Whatever good idea he thinks it will solve the issue, you can submit.
Yeah, initial idea could be in terms of words or a sketch or a whatever, you know better. I mean, you guys are.
okay, so Shantanu, after the AMS session, we'll present a resource to you and you'll have a rough idea how you can present the idea that you are working on or you're trying to develop. And someone has asked, can we make any project for this hackathon, like web application or any other non-ideas?
uh, Web application. Is it like a customer app which from with through, I mean, using which one can control the cooler? If this is that, then fine. But this idea has already been already there. I mean, we are already working on it. So
Okay, so I think that answers the question. Web applications, something that is repetitive will not work. Okay, and Shekhar asks, is there any idea? Okay, Shekhar, I think this question, Shekhar has asked, is there any idea submission template which I can refer to? So after the AMS session, Shekhar, I will walk you through a resource and you can have an idea about how that works. Is there any other questions you guys want to ask? You can definitely ask. We have Sir answering that here, and we have already taken you through the objective, the limitations, the expectations that the Symphony team and we all have from you. And of course, Sir has also mentioned the limitations that you have to take care while developing the idea. Take care of that as well. Someone has a doubt. Currently, few Symphony models makes use of ice box in which ice is placed. Can you clarify on it how it works?
Basically, is two aspects. One is the ice box is there. The ice box itself is some small cubes of ice are actually poured inside the tank itself, water tank. So overall temperature of the water is going down. In the process, efficiency of the cooling efficiency increases. Okay. In other technologies, that ice or cooling is inside some packet. What is put on the freezer, and that packet is put inside the cooler. So over a period of time, cooling is there. Two aspects we are doing.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay, so this is how the ice box works. Whoever asked this question, take note of it. And someone asks, what if I have got a great idea, but I do not have the skill set or resources to create the prototype for the same?
we'll help you out.
We have a educate team here in Symphony Ahmedabad. We have our own R&D. Once the idea is good, we will help in all aspects in terms of creating prototype and other things. That is not an issue.
Okay, so Ankit had asked this question. Ankit, you can pitch in your idea, and we have people who can help you with that. So Anshuman should ask, what type of solutions are used by Symphony to reduce noise of the cooler?
Basically, see, when there is a fan, when it is sucking the air, it is sucking the air from one direction and it is throwing in the other directions. And there is always a ear cutting noise of the fan, how the fan blades are designed, or how many blades are there, what is the RPM based on that noise is there. We have own our understanding how much noise is acceptable to the Indian customers. Based on that, we design the number of RPMs and other things. So noise aspect, there is not an issue.
But if you can come up with something which solves this noise issue, I mean, silent yet powerful air throw.
For example, right now this whatever ceiling fan you are using in your home, it is giving suppose 40 dB of noise. And if you come up with some idea which is throw the same number, same quantity of air, but with the 20 dB of noise, that is welcome.
20
whatever is
decibel.
Clear? Exist from existing number quantity of whatever the quantity unit of that noise, if you can reduce it without compromising the quantity of air through, that is always welcome.
That can be a great innovation.
Yeah,
that can be a great.
Sometimes it happens that in a meeting place or in some conference, people use the cooler, but cooler itself is making some humming noise. If you can reduce that, that will be much more grateful. Correct?
Absolutely. So, participants, you just got an idea that is pitched in by the Symphony team itself. Work on it. I think it's a great idea. Keep asking your questions. We have people who are answering it here, and the Symphony team is there to help you with any question that you have in mind. So, I think for now, it is pretty much it, sir. These were all the questions that the participants had asked. So, apart from that, even after the session, if you guys have any queries, you can drop us a mail on support@hacktoscale.com. And since we have answered all the questions, I would like to take you all through the registration process. So, would you like to have a look at the registration process?
No, I think you can continue. We can.
Okay, so just before you leave, we have a question. Is there any model of Symphony working on indirect evaporative cooling?
No, we don't have any.
Not yet. Okay, so participants, you can come up with that as well. And Robin Roy has asked, is it that innovation should be on design or electronics?
Yeah, I think we kind of
See,
answered this question.
Yeah. This idea can be from any field. We'll welcome that idea.
I'm just again repeating again. An idea can be about a new kind of design, or it can be a feature or technology, whatever. But that should solve customers' need or customer problem.
Latent plus indicated need, whatever is required.
Okay. So I think the participants now have a clear idea of what they have to do, as Sohas have already told you. Be clear with what you have in mind, try to be economical, feasible, and try to solve a need that is not yet met. And thank you so
Just a minute,
Yes.
We'll see. Initially, I told you that air cooler has a limitation of delta. Okay, how much it can reduce the delta in terms of outside temperature 45, inside temperature how much, that is some limitation. If somebody can come up with a brilliant idea which can reduce the increase the delta, that will be the most innovative idea.
Again, we don't want to bias you. This is just one piece of
just from our side. But this, no, don't constrain yourself with that thinking only. This is one of the example I've given. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Bijan sir. Thank you, Chandradeep sir, for joining us today.
Thank
The
you, my pleasure.
participants, the participants have got a great number of insights from you, and we hope that they can come up with ideas that are at par with your expectations. Thank you
Yeah.
for joining us. Thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you and all the best. Looking forward. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
Okay, so the AMS session has ended. Even after that, if you guys have any doubts, you can mail us at support@hacktoscale.com. Now I will quickly walk you through the registration process and how, and we'll just let you know one source that you can take assistance from while developing your idea. I'll just share my screen. Okay, so my screen is visible. For the registration process, you have to go to hacktoscale.com's website, which you might have a link in your email as well, or you can simply type on Google hacktoscale.com and you will come up to this website. Just scroll down and you will find this page, ongoing initiatives. Just click on Symphony Coolathon, register now, and you will come across an option here on the right hand side, register now. So when you click on register now, a page like this will appear where you have options. You can sign up using Google, GitHub, and also LinkedIn. Fill in your name, email, create a password, and then just sign up. You'll get a confirmation email after that. I already have signed up for the same, so I'll log in and show you guys. So I'll just log in. Yeah, and once you log into your dashboard, this is the page that will appear. We have some options here. First, the home, submit idea, communication channel, which is disabled right now, the webinar that is going right now, and the resources to which you can refer to. I'll take you through all of this one by one. So on the main home page, you have general things that you have to take a note of. First of all, this initiative, the Symphony Coolathon, you can participate as an individual or you can form a team of up to 5 members, as it is mentioned here. And whether you are an individual or a team, you have to create a name for your team. So just click on this part, create your team, enter a name, and create a team name for you, no matter if you are individually participating or you're participating as a team. After that, once you have created the name and everything, just click on join a team with this plus sign. And if you already have if you are a team member trying to join an existing team, you have to enter the team name here and you can just click on join the team and you can join the existing team. And the resource which I was talking about, you can find it here. Just click on resources. Since many of you guys were having doubt on how to present your ideas you have in your mind, we have a sample here. This is a PPT. I have already downloaded it. You can download it and I'll show it to you guys. Just click on it, and these are some basic guidelines that you have to follow. Just like the ideal size of the presentation, it should not be more than 15 slides, and the idea should be feasible, like so already mentioned. And these are those general things that you have to keep in mind. And as I mentioned, if you have any queries, you can drop a mail. And on the very first slide, you have to mention your team name and the name of your idea that you are developing. This is just a sample PPT. You can of course choose design and everything of your own. And on the second slide, you have to give a brief about the idea that you are developing. On the third slide, you have to define the opportunity. How will the idea that you are developing look when it is implemented into the real life world? So this is something very important you have to keep in mind. And in the very next slide, you have to add the inspiration. How did you get inspired to make this idea, to develop this idea? From where did you get the concept for this idea? This is also very important. You have to mention it in the fourth slide. Apart from that, In the upcoming slides, you have to mention the features that your product is offering. It can be anything. You can also add some drawings, sketches, or illustrations that you have prepared for your presentation. It will add power to your thoughts and will help you reach a wider audience, of course. And then the business logic of the innovation. How will it benefit the company, or how will it be beneficial for the business? How can they make profit and everything? Not something in very detail, but yeah, you have to include this part also in your presentation. In the next slide, you have to list down the possible enabling technologies that can be used or that you have tried to use or integrate in your product. And the last, I think it's the last part, yeah, the last slide, you have to include the estimated cost that you have in your mind for the prototype that you are building, and that will mark the end of your PPT. So as I mentioned, this was just a sample. You can of course make whatever you like to make. You can just take clues from here so that you don't get confused. How can we estimate the cost? Okay, we have some more questions. Okay, so Saurabh Kumar has asked, how can we estimate the cost? So I think when you're developing an idea, you might have a rough idea in your mind what how it will cost. Of course, the exact cost and everything will definitely be decided after it comes to the end of the incubation state. But I think we have someone from our team who can help us with this idea. One of my team members will be joining in a while, in a few minutes, to answer this question, because I think it's a very important question. And someone has asked, can I give more than one idea? Okay, so this will also be taken care by my team member. Hi, Samkit. There are some
Hi,
questions that you
Tanisha.
have to answer.
Yeah,
So Saurabh
and thank you,
Kumar
Tanisha.
has,
Yeah, sorry.
yes.
Yeah, hi, Saurabh. I got your question. The estimate cost. Again, it's all depending on the prototype, the material you are selecting, what exactly you want to do. So, for example, if going to a prototype, if you want to do that prototype, it will be, I will say, do all the costing, like costing, for example, the costing comes into what will be the hardware requirement, what will be the software requirement for a prototype only. And there are two kind of a costing you can determine. One cost is for how you develop for this, again, and I will tell you all the audience one thing, that prototyping, so we required the idea first. Whatever the idea, that it can be in a 3D modeling, it can be a 2D modeling, it can be whether a sketch also idea, and you can implement any of the technologies, any kind of a technology you can thought of it. It can be used like a IoT, this cloud also, anything which no one have ever think of it, you can even implement all these technologies as well. And like the questions I can see, the estimate cost is for the prototype. If you go with the last round, the top 10 top 20 round, and then you will ask to build a prototype, the costing for a one prototype can be very easily available. There are some few, I will say, requirements, hardware or something you want to create. You can use your 3D printers also in institutes, and all colleges have these facilities and all, so you can calculate all those cost and all. And then you can come up with a very approx cost, not an exact cost, a very approx cost and all. So this is costing we will always should be have in mind while constructing anything. So this, and we are also, I will say, we are also inviting any kind of out of the box ideas also, that no one is ever heard of it. Like a cooler can be, I'm just giving ideas, I don't want anybody to just simply put the same. It is like a hybrid model where cooler can be used, or where a hybrid AC can be used in both ways. Like in humidity, we used ACs and all mostly, and when where there is a dry area, or maybe the degrees goes 50 or around 48 degrees Celsius, you use that cooler and all. Something on those line, we can use it. Even when you use AC, so the AC has outlet some waters also. That water can be used as a cooler also. Something this hybrid model, it's anything you can come up with the ideas and all. It is all up to you, but that we are ensuring that Symphony team is all there to help you out, to put your idea and also help you in the prototyping of the thing. I know, Koshi, you joined the late. The same YouTube link you will find in the Hack to Skill dashboard, and as a resource section, you will find all this. One summary, the point at last. Okay, okay, we will do the summarize this in. And the question, if it's based on developer and electronic base, it would be difficult to estimate. But okay, okay. So no issue. It is just all about a random cost you can do. So this cost will be not the factor of shortlisting to you. It's all about your ideas and everything related to idea. Costing is just a general idea which can be given to the audience, that you know, not even come up with very, I will say. So for example, if you design a cooler which costs 50,000, then no one will buy it. So there is a range and there is a price segment of a cooler. Even with your technology, you can push people to buy 50,000 or even a lakh rupees of a cooler with your technology implementation. It is again up to you. It's everything is related to the design and whatever kind of marketing strategies comes with your designs and all. So, is there any range? There is a no range of, like I said, just I answered. If there is a cooler which you have a very I will say futuristic thing. And I give you one example. You can see right now there are air purifier, because we are now in Delhi and we are using this air purifiers a lot of nowadays. So air purifier general cost is 10,000 rupees to 20,000 rupees. That's a cost estimation. I'm just giving you one idea. And when you compare the same air purifier with the Dyson purifier and all, so it gives a very unique design, and very, I will say, more the IoT and then cloud based enabling and everything. So you can thought of that line, a cooler can be used as air purifier, and then it can be used as a AC. It's all about how you think and how your prototyping and the cost and everything will comes into play. So it is, so cost thing and prototyping cost is not the major issue. Don't put your lot of efforts on over the cost. Put your lot of efforts to how to feasibly design a model where everyone, or it can be a very, I will say it will be disruptive in the present ecosystem of the coolers industry. So this is, I think, all the questions you could report in PDS. You can put a report also topic into a PPT. So I'll give you a trick. So PPT, whatever we have given you, it's just a guidelines. Whatever you are submitting, whatever the ideas you are submitting, it is how you explain yourself. It is how to explain your ideas. Anything you can put in the PPT. Even you can put a video link also. If you want to show something on a video link, you can use some kind of a cardboard, some kind of a thermocol, some kind of anything to design, or give a idea of the designing, if you are going towards a designing part, or give anything which related to that, which someone can relate, who is judging you, the entire idea can relate to. So this is all about. Hope any question, anything which we can take right now. And
Uh,
Tanisha has already explained what the process of submitting an idea, what is the entire PPT and all. And before that, that leadership team of Symphony has already explained how everything will be in place and what are the objective, what they are looking forward to.
Samkit, we have a question. Somebody has asked, can I submit more than one idea?
So there is like you can submit one or more ideas in a single document only if you want to submit. And I request, if you, and there is again, it's a trick, again, you can ask, you can create some other team with other people around, and you can ask to put that idea. It is very different from the idea you already submitted. So I will ask, if you have multiple ideas, put it in a one PDF or the entire PDF only. And one more thing, this is a PPT, just export it, that PPT, into the PDF form. We are not taking any other formats right now, we are only taking PDFs only. So these are the things you have to, and one important thing, one very very important thing is the 20th November is the deadline for this, the entire submission and all. We already extended, demanded, because of examination, college has reopened and all. I request all to submit idea before 20th November. We have our Discord channel. Anything you just ping on the Discord channel. Anything you want to ask, just ping on those channel. We will help you out. So
Yes.
this is all about.
Yes, so it was all about the AMS session, and to summarize everything, so first of all, the objective and the expectations that the leadership team of Symphony already mentioned is that there's no cap on your innovation. You can go as far as your mind allows you to, but there are certain limitations that you have to keep in mind. You have to keep in consideration that you are solving a problem that is unmet till now. You have to come up with a design or technology that is disruptive in its own way, that someone has not yet thought of, or maybe had thought of but not yet implemented. It can be anything. The main focus of this whole coolathon is on innovation. You can go as far as you can with that. We are the Symphony team, and we are also happy to help you if you have any doubts. As we already mentioned, you can join our Discord channel from our website, or you can mail us at support@hack2skill.com, and we'll revert to you. So that was all about this session. I thank you all on behalf of Team Hack to Skill for joining us today, and we hope to see some disruptive and very innovative ideas from you all. And all the best for developing your ideas. Don't forget to submit the ideas before 20th November. Thank you all.
Thank you, Tanisha.